are excited. We are happy that you are back in our lives, Ed Sheeran. New Zealand misses you so much. We love you. Is there?
I really miss New Zealand as well. I really like. I think what's the deal with like entering now? Is it the same with Australia? Whereas
No,
if you jab,
it's not to even talk about it, Ed. I wouldn't say it's a complete disaster, but we could definitely do with a bit of an Ed Sheeran boost, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm sorry. Well, the tour's planned, so I should be coming there in 2023. But that does seem like quite a long time away, doesn't it?
Yeah, and with an incredible stage that you've got planned. It took you 2 years to build the circular big stadium contraption that lifts up in the air and back down again. Sounds amazing. You're very clever.
Well, I actually had nothing to do with it. I just basically like said this is what I wanted. Someone else designed it and built it. So they're the clever ones, and I get to reap the benefits.
Well, I completely take that back.
Hey, how's your little girl? Last time we had you on the show, you were telling us that, those early years, or early months are definitely the trenches. Are you coming out of those now?
Yeah, man, she's like fully walking, and she can't speak, but she understands. Like, I'm having to really watch what I'm saying around her now, because we were having dinner yesterday with her, and my wife goes, Lyra, where's your head? And she's 14 months, and she'll go like this, and she'll go, where's your tummy? And she'll point at her tummy. Where are your eyes? Pointing at her eyes. Where are your teeth? So she knows way more than we think she knows.
Yeah.
I'm stopping swearing from today. I have a big painting in my house that just has the C word on it, and I'm gonna have to move it somewhere.
Oh no! Because last time you were on the show, you actually played a little voice memo of a song that you like to sing for Lyra, and Randell actually jazzed it up a little bit. Ed, let's play a little snippet of it for you. Your voice memo wobble.
Yeah, not sure if we made it better or if we destroyed it. What do you think?
I can't do much about your crying, except a little wobble here and there.
I have to say, man, in terms of a song that would comfort a baby, I think that would be the furthest tune that would ever comfort. I mean, that makes me feel anxious. I'm suddenly remembering times at like 3 o'clock in the morning at a club with a sound system going, and you're, oh god.
I was wondering, is she a fan of your music? Has she heard any of the music?
She's starting to sort of recognize when it's my voice now. Yeah, she's starting we listen to music pretty much all day, every day here, and I'll basically do it via album. So one day it'll be Black Sabbath for the day, and one day it'll be Fleetwood Mac for the day, and one day it'll be ABBA for the day, one day it'll be John Mayer for the day, one day it'll be Joni Mitchell for the day.
Wow.
And my vinyl turned up the other day, so we had equals for the day, and she definitely knows it's me, which is nice.
Oh, well. Yeah, actually, I ended up dropping a few rap verses on that song as well. We all did. We had a lot of fun with it. So we did the verses. You were in the chorus. Do you have anything else in your phone? Any other voice memos you can play for us again that we can have a bit more fun off the back of after we finish this chat with you? Anything else that you've been saving?
I think I've got. I've got. Wait, where is it? I've got my. So I've got a Christmas song with Elton John coming out this Christmas. I've got the original voice note. This is on the 24th.
Sorry,
25th of December 2020. Let's see.
The only person that Chris likes more than you, Ed, is Elton John. So,
all right, where is it?
Christmas has just been saved.
No, it's not that one. This one. Wait, where is it?
So kiss me under the mistletoe. Open the wine, let's toast and pray for December snow.
That's all you're getting. But that was written Christmas Day 2020, and I think it comes out beginning of December. I basically wrote that chorus, and they went to go and stay with Elton, and we turned it into a full song. And it comes out. Do you know what I love about this? Every time I send it to him for like mix approval, he goes, more sleigh bells. And so I'll go back in and add more sleigh bells.
Did he end up jumping you in the charts? I saw a post that you put up trying to get him to the #1 spot, first time in like 16 years that Elton had been there, and you were hogging it and had been for like 15 weeks or something.
Well, I was doing an interview with UK Press yesterday, and I said that Elton calls me every morning, and they were like, yeah, but does he? And then literally right on cue, 5 minutes later, he rings me just to sort of check up on me. And basically, So we speak every day. He releases this song and he's saying, oh my God, I'm top 20. I haven't been top 20 in like 16 years. This is like the best thing in the world. And I'm like, Elton, I think this will go top 10. And then he goes top 10. He's like, I'm top 10. And every day we're going back and forth. We get the midweeks and we're going, oh my God, it's climbing. You could be number 7 today. You could be number 5. So when it got to number 2, I was like, I think this is going to go number 1, Elton. And I was genuinely excited for him. And I felt like, I don't want people to be like me. I feel that me having a number 1 for Shivers is great, but that's like week 1, and then it's number 1. You don't like, it doesn't need to be number 1.
Yeah, let Elton have a turn, you know.
So I was really happy for Elton to get. That's his first number 1 since 2003.
Yeah,
it's
that's
amazing.
Love that. Just quickly, Ed, what's that Christmas song with Elton called? What's the title?
So this is bonkers, right? It's called Merry Christmas, and when I wrote it with him, we then went on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Tidal, whatever, typing in Merry Christmas. And you know, there's probably a song out there called Merry Christmas that hasn't like been massive, but in terms of like the big 70 Christmas songs, there's Happy Xmas, there's Merry Xmas, there's Merry Christmas Everyone. There's not a song called Merry Christmas,
it
which
was
blew
free. So you took it.
Blew my mind, yeah.
Right.
So we've got this song that comes out beginning of December.
Perfect.
Called Merry Christmas, and we have thrown the kitchen sink at it.
Wow,
And
look out. Look out, Mariah Carey, Ed Sheeran, and Elton John.
Hell yeah, the new Christmas jam. All right, Ed, we've got a couple of minutes left of this chat. Let's get into this round of shocking questions. Where Ed Sheeran, you're in control of whether you want to answer these questions or not. If you don't want to answer these questions, that's totally fine. Randell here is strapping himself into a shocking kind of contraption pregnancy simulator machine. And if you pass on a question, he's going to get shocked.
Okay, so hopefully you answer all of them, and it's great. We get great and interesting insight into your life, and I don't get shocked at all.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, question
I
one.
don't think I really pass questions a lot. I think I always try and answer to some degree.
That's great. That's what I thought, actually. I was like, Ed, he won't even pass.
Well, just take a load off on this one then, Ed. You can just pass as many as you like.
Okay, here
All
we
right,
go.
question number 1. Who was the last celebrity you had over for drinks?
Pass.
You can ask the next question.
Sorry, no. So Shane Warne. Shane Warne.
Okay, great.
Shane Warne. So Coldplay played a gig last week that I guested on, and Shane is really good friends with Chris, so I knew he was going. He came around for literally a beer before we went to the gig.
Perfect.
Okay, here we go. Another shocking question. Is Lyra's middle name Antarctica because you conceived her there?
Yeah, but more so than that. We had maybe 16 months of trying to conceive, and we basically had at that point, you know, we'd been to see people and blah 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 blah, and then we were in Antarctica and we were like, do you know what? For this month, let's just relax and blah blah blah, blah. You know, have a drink, warm. And it just turned out that when we came home, Cherry was pregnant. So there was it's less of a like. It's less of a we were here when it happened and more of a that's such a special place to us because we didn't expect that.
Is Lyra getting a brother or sister soon?
I hope so. I mean, like, I mean, it's not up to me. It's not my body, but I hope so. We've spoken about it. We've spoken about it.
Ed, your songs get played at weddings all the time. What was played at your wedding? Your first dance?
A song called 13 by a guy called Ben Queller, and he was basically my opening act on tour when I first started dating Cherry. So this song became our song, and then it was our first dance, and he's a really good friend of ours. We love him.
Beautiful.
According to your song "Take Me Back to London," you made $500 million on the Divide tour. True or false?
It was actually $750 million.
Sorry.
All right. Well, off the back of that, Ed Sheeran, how much money is in your bank account right now?
I've got to be honest. I don't know. I don't.
Round it up.
Despite that being all the press stuff around it, like I'm not motivated by that. The reason that tour was so big was because I loved playing more and more shows, and we kept adding. We didn't even know it had broken the record until maybe like 3 months before the end of it. Someone said, "Oh, by the way, you've just broken U2's record," but it wasn't in our mind. So I'm not motivated by that. I'm motivated by I love writing songs, I love playing shows, and I think, I mean, it's always awkward talking about stuff like that, but all of those numbers are kind of public anyway, so it's not like I'm saying anything people don't know.
Yeah, good
All
for
right,
you.
couple last questions in this shocking questions round with Ed Sheeran. Is it true that you introduced Adele to her now ex-husband, so in a way that you could be responsible for her new album, which is about that breakup? So are you?
So can I tell you what my theory is here? Because I didn't, but I do know them. I actually I know them quite well. I've known the first time I met Adele was when I was 15, I think. I went to go and see Adele. She was playing a pub in Brighton called The Hope to about 20 people, and she sat on a stool with a bass guitar, and it was an incredible gig. I mean, she's a phenomenal talent. Yeah. But I have a theory about this because this came out in the press when they said Ed Sheeran introduced Adele to her husband. But then there was another story that came out that said Adele gives different stories to different friends to work out who leaks stories. Oh. And my theory is that is a story that she gave to a mate to see if they'd leak it, and then it leaked, because I definitely didn't introduce them at all. But this story came out and everyone sort of took it as fact. And yeah, I wonder whether it was a story that was basically fed to someone to see if they'd leak it.
Wow,
makes sense, man. You are really being nice to Randell here, Ed Sheeran.
Didn't pass on a single question.
Is Courtney Cox a backup singer in your album?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Johnny, who's dating Courtney, basically. When he goes places, because he always got his mobile studio, he'll get people to like put on backing vocals on songs. So she could be. Maybe. Who knows?
Last time you were in New Zealand, we freaked out a little bit and we put a giant mural of your face in the city of Dunedin. Have you seen that? And what is your honest opinion on that mural?
I took a selfie with it and I love it. You know, and this is why it was sort of solidified. Michael Gudinski, who organised the tour, was basically like, we need to go and play Dunedin because it will be an event if you go there. And it's the same thing I'm doing now in Ireland, for instance. Everyone always goes to play Dublin, and Dublin is the place. Every artist goes in, they play Dublin, but no one really thinks to go, right, let's go play Cork, let's play Galway, let's play Limerick. And going out to those, I mean, I come from a place called Ipswich, and we probably have one concert here every 7 or 8 years. And I remember being in school and Elton John coming to play Ipswich Town Stadium. It was a massive deal. Red Hot Chili Peppers coming to play, it was a massive deal. And I think sometimes people will tour and just go, right, Auckland and Wellington and maybe sometimes Christchurch, but going to a town or a city that are really just going to embrace the fact that you're there is always, I mean, it's magical. I loved Dunedin. Dunedin was probably top 3 of my favorite experiences on that tour, because I just felt so wanted by this. It wasn't just a Ed Sheeran's in town, he's playing a show. It was just it was like this is a big moment for me and them, and it just felt great.
They were desperate for some Ed Sheeran. They loved it. All right, one last question, and let's see. I don't think he's going to answer this one, so Randell, prepare yourself, okay? So we know that Equals is out today. And we also know that you've already worked on your next album, which is going to be an acoustic album. Will that one be called Subtract or Minus?
Well, I mean, it's that symbol, so it's whatever I'm feeling on the day, to be honest, because I never, this is why I put out Equals now, because everyone assumed that the next one would be that symbol. And I remember I started wearing, I got this jacket for my birthday, and my manager had put the Equals symbol on it, and I just started wearing that at things, and my fans were like, this isn't what we expected, and like, it's red. I thought it was yellow, and I thought it was this symbol. And I like throwing curveballs in there every now and then. And I think Number 6 Collaborations project in a way was a curveball, because no one really thought that was coming, and then that just sort of came. And yeah, I like doing things.
Okay, this one you definitely won't answer.
Okay, last.
So we know that the math theme are your first 5 albums, Ed. What's the theme? And I know you've already worked this out for the remainder 5 albums of your big 10 that you're going to release over your career. What are the next 5 theme going to be?
So if you're an eagle-eyed fan, it's been tattooed on my arm for 10 years. So basically, if there are fans out there that want to study my sleeve, the next 5 album titles are in there.
Thank you,
Ed.
Well played.
Yeah.
He's an open book.
The most honest interview ever.
Can I take the pads off?
Yes.
Wow, that is amazing. Thank you so much, Ed, for being so generous.
There's maybe like 3 or 4 people around the world that have been like, hey, do you want to play your album in full on the radio? And you guys are one of them. So thank you so much. Because I didn't make the album to be Bad Habits for a month and then Shivers for a month. I made the album for people to listen in full, and you guys are giving me the opportunity to share it with people in full. So thank you.
Anytime that you would like to jump on the radio and take our place for an hour, you are more than welcome.